This is KHQA Overtime with Chris Duerr, brought to you by Hollister Whitney.
And this is Saturday, November the 16th, and you have indeed entered one of the highest stakes overtime shows the entire year. And I will warn you in advance, this did not turn out as a day remotely with the outcomes we were hoping for on the gridiron or the pitch. Let's start off in Chicagoland. Quincy High School in state quarterfinal action against the royalty that is St. Rita in this one. Great first drive for the Blue Devils in terms of converting fourth down opportunities. Starts with a little hard count artistry right here by Braden Little and a great acting like Daniel Day-Lewis by the offensive line. Then on 4th and 3, the pickup by Braden Little converts that. Sets up this guy, Duerr Rice Jr. 23 yards later, he's in for the score, and the Blue Devils streak of scoring on their first possession reaches its 12th time this season. Good start in this one. Not so good a start for St. Rita on offense. After punting the ball away on their first possession, they do luck into this. It's not a great throw, but it is a great result. Stephen Armbruster with the 40-yard touchdown pass to Donovan Evans to tie the score up at 7 apiece. The Blue Devils go back to work. This time it's Braden Little hooking up with Tykel Hammers, and the drive was on. From that point forward, more ball movement in this one. Duerr Rice Jr. first on the ground, showing off that stutter step that worked so effectively for him today, and then showing off his pass-catching ability to put the ball deep into the red zone, and Mr. Rice is going to do it all on his own, staking his team to a 14-7 lead after this splashy touchdown. The defense tried to stand up and give the Blue Devils a 2-touchdown lead in this one. It starts with Ryan Cashman. He thought he had the stop on 3rd and 3 to force a 4th down, but unfortunately the ball was ruled in favor of St. Rita to advance the sticks. How about this? A little passing action that gets blown up, and there is Cameron Flax-Hill to break things up and force the ball back over to the Blue Devils. And right away, Braden Little going to go to work. This is a beautiful pass right into your living room to Rico Clay, who comes up with it right in front of me right there. Put the ball as deep as the 27-yard line, but Quincy High comes up empty. And here comes the rally by St. Rita on a pair of quarterback keepers. Different keepers by quarterbacks because Armbruster got hurt in this one. So this ties us up at 14 apiece. Before the end of the first half, St. Rita had a chance to take the lead. Their field goal attempt. Check out the sky-high block coming up here by Tykel Hammers, who was high enough to dunk like Vince Carter to make this thing happen. We go to the half at 14 apiece. Unfortunately, in the second half for the Blue Devils, 35 unanswered points from Rita ends their season. Great year for Quincy High School, but it is dashed in the Elite Eight as Quincy High School goes down to defeat 49-14. An even more heartbreaking day for Quincy Notre Dame on the road at Maroa Forsyth. Speaking of royal programs, this is as good as it gets in 2A football. Maybe the de facto state championship today after a botched punt early from Quincy Notre Dame. Short field for Ryan Shepard, who's thrown for 3,000 yards this year, to Grant Smith, the future Fighting Illini linebacker or tight end, depending upon what they see fit with him. He's good. 7-0 at this point. Now 14-0. Here come the Raiders defense trying to make some things happen. Mr. Williams in to force the fumble. The ball is recovered by I don't know which Raider. Couldn't see to the bottom of the pile. But all of a sudden, Quincy Notre Dame has new life, and it's a bad Hoon rising as Ivan Hoon gets into the end zone to have the lead at 14-7. Meanwhile, in the third quarter now, still 14-7. First Trojan possession of the second half. Botched punt, I should say. Nolan Earhart is there to recover. Sets up Ivan Hoon all the way down to the 1-yard line, and that would set up Hunter Shuckman to punch one home to tie us up at 14 apiece. So that unmatched 14-0 start from Maroa Forsyth has been effectively negated thanks to Mr. Shuckman plunging in. The defense stands tall for the Raiders yet again. It's Aiden Bernier coming up strong right here. The big fella just dominating the interior of the defensive line and coming up, sniffing out the toss jet sweep right there. Good stuff from him. And then it's Wyatt Mueller with maybe the biggest play of the game to this point. An interception and a deep return down into Maroa Forsyth territory that allows the Raiders to have a chance to take their first lead of the ball game, and they would do exactly that. It is Ivan Hoon capping a run of 21 unanswered points for the Raiders in this one, and he was unstoppable between the tackles today as he just motors his way through, keeping the legs churning at that point. More to come, trying to extend by 2 touchdowns. Now the Raiders had a chance to do that. They would start again in this one with a monster carry right here by Ivan Hoon. and he was actually tired at the back end of this run, which worked out actually really well for the Raiders' favor because in comes Oliver Triplett. He's going to put this ball in the red zone. Quincy Notre Dame, again, had a chance to go up 2 touchdowns late into this fourth quarter. However, on 4th and 4, rather than trying to attempt the field goal and going up 2 scores, QED trying to put the dagger in. It's not going to work. Wyatt Mueller's chance at an option pass is batted away. Maroa Forsyth in comeback mode in the final minute of this game, and they complete the touchdown pass in this one. Just like that to Zach Smith, and then the 2-point conversion to try to win it. Gutsy call with 21 seconds left in this one, and Zach Smith and Ryan Shepard, the outstanding junior, is equal to the task. It's 22-21, last gas time for Quincy Notre Dame, trying to make something happen in this game, trying to get back into it down the stretch. 6 seconds left in the ball game. The attempted pass at this one to somebody is batted into the hands of Ivan Hoon. Still, Quincy Notre Dame with one more chance to try to make something happen here. They're going to call some sort of hook and lateral play here to Gavin Dolman. And there's sort of a Stanford Cal band vibe to all this with the laterals at the back end, but none of it is going to work in QED's favor. And Quincy Notre Dame is denied a state semifinal bid by this. What a comeback by Maroa Forsyth. What a season by QED, but it is over. 22-21 is your final. How about some good news finally in the Illinois front today? It comes courtesy of Camp Point Central trying to avenge their only loss of the season to Hardin Calhoun. Defense setting the tone early for the Panthers. A whole bunch of guys. I think that's Big Wyatt in the middle of that, but couldn't see who was credited with the tackle. Then Caden Niekamp time trying to get the chains moving. He would do exactly that. And then right here come the Panthers in for the score in this one. From short distance, 4 yards away in this one, it is Mr. Peters punching that in. 7-0 in favor of Camp Point Central. Evan Walker having none of it with the quarterback keeper right here. However, look at the defense stepping up big time as you will get tackle after tackle at this point. How about Jasper Flesner stepping up right there for a tackle for loss to fire up the fans, as well as Central's defense was allowing absolutely nothing in this game. And on your next drive, it's Elijah Ginnenbacher to Peters off play action. The big gain. Central couldn't convert this into a score, but they're leading at this point 7-0. That's how we go into the half in a 7-0 game. Niekamp, Mr. Niekamp working his all-state level magic. Honorable mention should have been more than that in my opinion. Mr. Niekamp with the tackle for loss, quarterback sack for Caden at that point. Then a fake punt to end all fake punts, or shades of last year in this one. 4th down, Elijah Ginnenbacher's going to roll, jump pass it right there, ahead to Cullen Bachhold, the freshman. Perfectly done at that point, leads to a Marco Rodriguez field goal in the second half to stake Central to a 10-0 lead at this point. Nice to have that extra special teams, extra punch in this one for the Panthers. Now 10-6, Central looking to put it away. How about a tough run right here by Elijah Ginnenbacher? He is the epitome of that. Then he's going to score the touchdown here to extend it to 16-6 in this one. And pretty much with a Nathan Post fumble recovery at the end of this thing, Central is going to punch its ticket back. They get some revenge on Calhoun. They get to go back to the Final Four. This time a little different animal for Camp Point Central after the win. They'll be on the road taking on Belleville Althoff, who they upset badly last year. That game set for next Saturday on the road as Central gets the win. 16-7 your final in this one. Camp Point Central will take on Belleville Althoff, the #1 seed in the bracket, who destroyed Casey Westfield today. By the way, as we go to that scoreboard and graphic, you know, Casey Westfield, really good football team. Belleville Althoff has had none of it from anybody, so Central will try to pull off the major upset for the 2nd year in a row. Also some bad news from Northeast Missouri today. Van Far's season comes to an end. Apparently, Louisiana got Perryville St. Vincent's attention last week in that closer game. Van Far, the victim of a bunch of turnovers today, as they end up losing 49-8 was your final on that one. We also had soccer today. Hannibal trying to punch its ticket to the Final Four today, getting to host Ladue Horton Watkins in this one. How about this guy, Clayton Nyson, the all-state caliber keeper with a nifty save early in this one. More from Mr. Nyson as he's trying to keep that shutout streak working. And I tell you what, he was peppered and under attack all day long. He's really good, though. This time off the corner restart, it will be Clayton Nyson again. Hannibal trailed 1-0 in the first half. Big momentum shift, though, as Hannibal would finally get a chance to attack. Kevin Westhoff looking to set up the Pirates. 2 different chances here here, but Ladou's Jake Scheffel somehow keeps both stops, or makes both stops, keeps it out of net off the break. Great save here again by Clayton Nyson as well, but Ledoux would put this away with a 2-0 dagger. Hannibal's great season comes to an end just short of state. What a year for Eric Hill and company, but unfortunately for the Pirates, they are done. We do have a state championship to celebrate. At the beginning of the day, I didn't think this would be the storyline of note, but it certainly is. Actually, 2 state champions to celebrate today. In swimming in the pool in Missouri, Atticus Sternke gets the job done today with a first-place finish in the 100 back, time of 55.71. He was also third in the 50 free today, so congratulations to Atticus on a fabulous finish to his season as he gets that job done. And speaking of great swimmers today, this is dynasty time for Southeast Iowa's finest in the para division of the Girls State Swimming Championships. Adeline Wooster with a pair of state championships today in both the 100 back and 100 free. She did this last year as well. Adeline Wooster gives her team this year enough points in the para division to win the team title as well. So Keokuk is a team state champion as well, joining the Highland Lady Cougars. What a fall it has been. And we are just getting warmed up here on the big overtime show. We've got some college basketball and some college basketball signings to talk about when overtime continues.
This is KHQA Overtime with Chris Duerr, brought to you by Hollister Whitney.
On the college women's basketball front, Hanson Spear Classic at Pepsi Arena today. Quincy University looking for its first home win of the year. Nicole McDermott, all-tournament team member with a nifty layup right there. And then Chomp Danso time, doing what Chomp does. Getting inside, blocking a shot right there, and doing some nifty defense. How about this? Marianne Blast coming up right here to Simira Williams, who would knock down the floater. And then we leave you with a little Chomp Danso. Big comeback for the Lady Hawks down the stretch as they beat the Fighting Ichabods of Washburn 70-67. By the way, Courtney Boyd scored another win away from the court as well this week, officially adding her wing of the future in Palmyra Sydney Compton from right out of her own backyard.
She contacted me my summer going into junior year, and I'd say I clicked immediately. Her style of coaching is just what I love. She is such an easy person to get along with. The culture of her team is amazing. The girls are amazing. So everything was just so easy to be like, okay, QU is going to be my home. It means a ton. It's always been my dream to play at the next level, and just the fact that they gave me the opportunity to play the next 4 years, I'm super excited. I am looking into pre-med.
Okay. Wow. Doctor, is there a specific discipline? What kind of moved you about pre-med? Obviously, that's not easy.
Yeah, I have limited it to like maybe 2 choices, cardiology or anesthesiology.
And let's talk some more women's college basketball as we've got Culver Stockton today with the loss on the road at Peru State. By the way, more college signing news as well from the women's side of things. Ottawa University back at Palmyra on Friday got themselves their point guard of the future in the very, very hyperactive and incredibly talented Miss Claire Williams.
You know, all the unseen hours, all the hard work, it's just really paying off, you know, getting to play at the next level for the next 4 years and just being able to relax that I've got this off my shoulder and just go and ball up in senior season. So in May, whenever we were playing AU basketball in Kansas City, coach came and talked, like he texted me after the tournament, and yeah, I've been connected with him ever since in May. I'm very fast-paced, they're fast-paced, and I think just being a leader for them will be very good. Yeah, I'm gonna go major in exercise science, and I want to go be a therapist and help young children. I want to still be in contact with athletes, you know, helping them because, like, you know, throughout my career of basketball, I've had injuries, and I just know what I'm going through and what they'll go through, and so I just think helping athletes and being a therapist will be a very good fit for me.
Kudos to Miss Claire, a hyperkinetic wonder with the ball in her hand. Men's basketball today, Quincy University taking on Missouri Southern back at Pepsi Arena. Ethan Brown with the steal would finish at the other end with the Euro. Brown would lead QU with 15 points on the day. Moments later, it's the pride of Liberty, Logan Robbins working in the paint. Love that back down move. We've probably seen it 1,000 times. Still good. Hawks trailing at this point, 41-32 at the half. Had a big second half in this one. Mason Wiak right here for the putback. back. We're not done. John Kelly III, man, he's going to get the tough finish as QU draws ever closer. Then it's Jake Hamilton time, driving the baseline and scoring. He'd have 13. QU took the lead with under 10 seconds left to play and wins this one 71-68. Good for Brad Hoyt to end the week on a big note. Meanwhile, Western Illinois, after looking rather pedestrian against Green Bay earlier in the week, what a bounce back for Chad Boudreau's squad today against Central Arkansas. Starts with this guy, Sean Smith, doing some things from the outside and draining the three, step back style. More to come in this one. Caden Carter's turn to make his presence felt in this ball game. Nifty interior pass, nifty finish through contact, bucket in the Band-Aid, and the three-point play for that one. Marco Malatic coming up right here, doing a little work as well, stripping the ball. Good stuff for him at that point. Yes, that's a possession that goes back to Ryan Myers and company. Mr. Myers is as good a point guard as you're going to find in this league. He had 18 on the day. Love the reverse from him. And then how about a little Sean Smith, Tay Knox connection action. Western Illinois finds its groove. They have to fight back in this one, but win it down the stretch. Little dunk action for Mr. Knox in that one as well, as Western wins 63-61 is your final. On the college scoreboard today, we do have an Illinois College men's basketball score for you today from the Bill Maris Classic, taking out the number 14 team in the nation, Nebraska Wesleyan, today at home, 66-57. Always a good year for Coach Schweer and company when you can win the Bill Maris Classic right out of the gate at home. And Culver Stockton on the men's side struggled as well today at Peru State, losing that game by the final count of 83-75. And we'll have more overtime straight after this.
This is KHQA Overtime with Chris Duerr, brought to you by Hollister Whitney.
Some college football to talk about today. Not a good road trip for the Quincy University Hawks as they fall today to a very good Missouri Western team. 31-16 was your final in that football contest, which hasn't yet popped up on the screen. But again, I'll tell you, Quincy University loses to Mo Western 31-16. Also today, Western Illinois gave 12th ranked SEMO all it could handle for most of this game. Unfortunately, down the stretch, couple of mistakes cost the Leathernecks the upset bid. 54-45 your final. All right, I'm going to say some things to you now about Illinois College's game today that are going to seem utterly ridiculous, but totally true in this one. Illinois College wins 96-14. Within the framework of that game, Destin Chance hit his 58th touchdown pass of the season. That is a new NCAA regular season record. On top of that, the pride of Jacksonville himself, Colin Brunstein, ended up with his 77th career touchdown receiving. That is the all-time career record in NCAA Division III play. My goodness, that offense for the Blue Boys was something special indeed. By the way, nice win streak to end the season for Culver Stockton as they get one over Clark today, 38-31. Kyle Dixon had 5 receptions for 176 yards today and 2 touchdowns. A little more signing news to pass along today, as it's our chance, by virtue of our good friend Chris Burns over in Kirksville, to introduce you by way of Scotland County High School to the newest John Wood Baseball Edition.
Whether he was running onto the field or onto the court, it was hard not to notice Scotland County's Vince Dale. Not only due to his 6-foot frame, but because of his ability. While he played football and basketball for the Tigers, it's baseball he'll be pursuing as a Blazer.
I've been working for this since I was, 8 years old, really. There, about 4 years ago, my dad sat me down and goes, if you really want to do this, I'll put the money in, but you got to put the time in. So I stayed to that deal. So far, it's helped me out, I'd say.
His whole career's been a fun thing to watch. I can't pinpoint one thing that's been awesome. It's been great to watch him, like I said, since he was 8 clear up to now. So it's fun to see him carry on to the next level.
Beginning his varsity baseball career with a 3-home-run game as a freshman to being a key piece to the team's district semifinals appearance, it was the person he was on and off the field that stood out to his coaches and also influenced his peers.
Vince was a great teammate. He was a guy that kept everybody loose on the bench. He was a guy who was out there on a regular basis with us, fighting every day.
Comes in, he's a righty that bats left. You got to work hard to do that. That's not something that just comes natural. You got to push yourself to be able to be right-handed and hit left-handed. And he does a hell of a job, but he pushes everything he does. He pushes hard. That's his biggest characteristic, I think, and probably what he passes on to the kids is every day he's working.
Having played travel ball with Complete Game Baseball and their facility being in Quincy, Illinois, Dale was able to get a good look at John Wood's baseball program. When talking about why he chose to sign with them, he couldn't help but rave about how successful the Blazers have been.
The past couple of years, they've sent 6 guys to Division I. They've set a bunch of team goals, school records, not just the team, but the coaches. You know, they welcomed me in with open arms when I come and visited. They got a brotherhood over there that you can't break, really.
His coaches reflected on how much of a family man Dale is and how much he would do for anyone he cares about. That was proven true when Dale gave all the credit to those who helped him get to this point.
My mom and dad, grandma, grandpa, and uncle, and then for sure my travel ball coach in Quincy for letting me come try out and everything, making the team the past couple of years and giving me the exposure I need to play college baseball. My high school coaches for sure for always pushing me to be the best I can be, and then myself for putting in the extra work, you know, after games, before games, you know, staying late at practice definitely is helping me get to where I need to be.
And welcome to town, Mr. Dale. Great to have you with the Blazers. I'm sure Coach Hightower will enjoy your presence there very much. And a big thanks to Chris Burns for sending that our way this week as well.